Hey, welcome back, Ekse Natives. You're watching Ekse right here on Cape Town TV, the People's Channel, and we're super excited to be back on your TV screens for another weekly episode of Ekse. But listen, we go weekdays 4 till 5 p.m. Make sure you stick around so you can find the best entertainment and information on your TV screens. And I feel like we take care of our Ekse family, and we want you to always be in the know about what to do.
Let it be with health, with funny things, or with financial issues.
Which is big.
Yeah, and we've got you covered all the way.
100%. And today is like none other day where we always get you covered, especially when it comes to finances. And that's a big, big topic because under these conditions, you know, not a lot of people's going back to work. We do know more people went back to work, but not a lot, not everyone. So we do want to make sure that you guys are financially healthy, financially stable. And on today's episode of Ekse, we're heading down with our resident financial health manager,
Yes.
Linda.
She's the doctor.
Yes, I feel like we should upgrade a doctor, Linda, and she's talking to us today about when all the things that when it comes to online banking, debit cards, credit cards, sometimes unauthorized debits go off as well. That maybe means your phone was unlocked. You thought your husband loved you, he doesn't. We don't know. We'll find out what Linda says. Linda, how are you doing?
Hello guys, hello to the viewers at home.
Oh man, we are so happy to have you back on our screens, back with us sharing knowledge, giving us financial health. Listen, when it comes to online banking, debit and credit cards, and I feel like I'm one of those people, when I first opened my bank account, and I still have the same account, but I know people who have multiple accounts, they were with this bank and now with that bank and all of those things. And the question that people always get is it going to be a debit or credit card? And I normally go, well, isn't it the same thing? But what is the difference between a debit and credit?
So a debit card is an account card, meaning if I have a current account, I can get a debit card with that current account, the check account. And when I swipe my debit card, it means I'm using the money that I have, my own money. So it's not a loan. It differs from a credit card in that aspect.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so the credit card, on the other hand, is like a loan the bank gives me. It's money that they lend me, and I have to pay it back with interest.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're totally different. I have to qualify, to apply for a credit card. And then when I get a debit card, it's my own money. I can save on bank charges when I swipe my debit card instead of withdrawing cash from the ATM if I want to go do shopping. And I'll be able to track my spending if I use a debit card because things will show on my bank statement for when I do my budgeting now. So yeah, so it's very good. I don't have to carry cash everywhere. I can just swipe my card because it's my money that I have.
Wow, you see, Lama, that's how it works.
Yeah, Linda, I'm one of those people who always try to avoid unnecessary things, especially when it comes to my finances. When is it necessary to have a credit card?
Credit card is meant to boost you in times when you don't have money to pay for things that you need, because credit card gives you up to 55 days interest free, for example, at Nedbank. Meaning, instead of taking something on credit and pay interest, if you're taking it only for a month or so, you could end up paying no interest for that thing while you get it on credit.
Wow.
So if you are able to get it, because people look at it funny, because some people are shopaholics, they just swipe.
Yes.
But it's not meant just for buying like that. It's meant to be used at your benefit, because the money that you put in your credit card can earn you interest.
Yeah.
And how you conduct your credit card can also help you boost your credit points for when you apply for bigger things at the back. So it's loan. At the end of the day, it's a loan.
Wow, and I love the fact that you can boost your credit score too. And it's something I didn't know too at first, that you actually needed a credit score to get maybe more credit, more credit when it comes to clothing stores, or if you want to buy a house, things like that. I didn't know that. One thing that I do want to know is it wise when I already have a debit card to go for a credit card as well, because most of the people feel like they're Kardashians if they have both. And I do want to be part of the Kardashian family. No, because I see because like, do you want to like debit or credit? And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. So is it wise to have both a debit account as well as a credit account? And then also, I feel like it's a double-header question. My second one is that, when do I then apply, or when do I say, now I need a credit card? Do I need to be earning over a certain amount of money to say, do you know what, I can pay the credit back, and I don't need to be like, okay, I'm earning 500 Rand a month, but I want a credit card as well?
That's a very good question. I like the last part.
Based on how I look.
So I like that because you're helping a lot of people. Especially the young people want to know these things beforehand.
Yes.
So the debit card is money that I have in my account. So that one is totally different from a credit card. Credit card is money that I borrow from the bank.
Yes.
And they have to check if I'll be able to pay back the money again, because there's interest implication there. So when I want to apply for a credit card, yes, I do need to have income. I do need to prove that my income can actually pay for the money that I get from the bank.
Yes.
And the interest rate is determined by the way I conduct my current credit.
Okay.
Even if I have small accounts, and if I have a current account, they can see on how I conduct that current account.
Yes.
Maybe I even have an overdraft, and they see how well I pay back my overdraft.
Oh, wow.
So then the limit on the credit card is not the same. There's no blanket ruling. I'm different to you.
Yes.
You may need only teensy-weensy credit limit. I may need big one.
Yeah.
And based on my income, it may be bigger.
Linda, Kim the other day bought me a McDonald's, but she didn't say that I owe her. Now she all of a sudden she says, pay me back my money. Like, oh my goodness, this girl. Fine, Kim, come to the office, come collect your money. I know you're not presenting today, but come collect your money. She was like, no, you can EFT my money. Like, EFT? What the hell is EFT? I remember on Monday we were speaking about e-services that the bank provides. EFT is part of those. What is EFT?
EFT is electronic funds transfer. So instead of you handling physical cash and saying, I am going to an ATM to deposit this money, I rather say, I will use my laptop, I will use my cell phone, I will use the app that I have to send money to another account, whether I'm paying for my McDonald's. She just sends me her account number, then I load it and I send it via my cell phone sitting where I'm sitting. If her bank is a different bank from mine, it may take up to 72 hours before it clears on her side.
Yes.
If it's the same bank, it will clear same day. You know, you don't have to wait. And if she says, no, 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 even though I bank with a different bank, I want my money to clear today, you need to then indicate when you do an electronic fund transfer on your device that you want it to pay immediately, like clearance. But there'll be a fee for immediate clearance.
Yes.
And that clearance may not necessarily mean within 5 minutes, because sometimes there's times for special clearance as well.
Yes.
If it's beyond a certain time in the day, it may not clear on the same day.
100%.
So electronic transfer is safer because there's paper trail. You're able to see what money went where.
Yes. And I love that 100%, because if money does leave my account, whether I authorized it or not, like you say, I can see who it went to, what bank and things like that. And I actually went to a blesser workshop because I want to become a blesser in the future. And when it comes to EFTing and things like that, there's always certain bank charges to it as well, you know, SMS fees and things like that. But I thought if I send Llama money, it would just be let's say the 500 Rand I'm sending. However, when I do get my statement at the end of the month, I see there's an SMS fee, maybe there's a standard bank fee as well, and then I'm, oh my word, Llama, you actually owe me a 17 Rand. How does all the fees work? Where does all the fees come from?
Very good. Fees, you explained yourself exactly.
Oh, I did. I learned that at the Blesser workshop.
You did a good job, because you did say you see admin fee, you see, for example, as a special clearance fee may be more than any other admin fee,
Yes.
depending on the banks that you work with. And if you have that SMS notification, that is also built into your fees that you pay.
Yes.
If you opt for it. And it's a good thing to have the SMS notification, because you'll be able to see how much left your account to where.
Yes.
The most important thing with electronic fund transfer is that you need to make sure the account that you are sending it to is the correct account.
Yes.
Because if you send it to a wrong account, that person might end up withdrawing money and say, oh, miracle money.
Oh,
And
my
yet
word.
it was meant for somebody else.
Wow.
Linda, what then happens, because I did not mean to send my money to Divan. I meant to send it to Kim.
Yeah.
So I sent it to Divan by mistake, and then Divan is broke, we know this, and he's gonna think, miracle money, and then he uses it immediately. I want my money back. It was not meant for him.
Can you get it back?
Can I get it back?
That's a very tricky one, because in other cases, people are able to get money back. In other cases, people aren't. Because by law, banks are not allowed to give you other people's personal details.
Yes.
Hence, I'm saying it's very important for you to ensure that the account number that you're sending the money to is that person's account. You know, it's very tricky.
Yes.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not my fault. Can't you join up with bank statement? There are these unauthorized deductions. What then?
Unauthorized deductions are those deductions that take place without you authorizing them. This is a total different point now, okay? So the reason why we say it's important for you to read your bank statement is exactly that, so that you can see who's been stealing money from you. For example, you may have received a call long time ago, and these people might say to you, we can give you this service for half of the amount.
Yes.
And you never agreed to anything.
Yes.
Out of the blue, doof, month end, you look at your statement, you see a deduction of a 99 Rand. You don't know who these people are, you never said anything. First thing you need to do is to call your bank and say, I don't know who these people are. If you have no idea who they are, you can even request the bank to say to them, please give me contact details of the people that deducted money from me.
Yes.
You can even Google them. You can phone them and stop it right there. Nip it in the bud and tell them, I refuse that deduction. I never said yes to it. I have no idea what it is. If you don't stop it now, I will sue you.
Yeah.
So your money, the sooner you report it to the bank, you will save your money.
Yes.
For unauthorized deductions.
Yes. And since we're still on this topic, I feel like my next question is as important too, because yes, it's unauthorized that Llama saw charges on his bank statement and he doesn't know about it, or he didn't mean to send it, or whatever the case may be. But sometimes, you know, we apply to certain colleges, universities, and they say, okay, we're giving you a free trial. Because when I applied to my Blesser workshop, I had a free trial, and then there was a one-time payment option. Sometimes we click on those by mistake. However, we did agree to, you know, in the beginning, if we use an app or whatever the case may be, that, okay, there is payments involved and things like that. But what if, you know, there's, let's say, one-time purchases and things like that, and I actually didn't want to go that to go off. Can I claim the money back? Is it lost? Do I need to take better care of how I do online shopping and things like that?
Oh, you're smart. You need to take
Stop it,
care of
Linda,
how
flirting with me. I'm a married man.
you need you need to take care of how you do online banking.
Yeah.
Because once you press the button and there's no cancellation button, it's a problem. You
Yeah.
need to now communicate with the people at the receiving end
Yes.
for them to give you money back. It's very important with online banking that you also take care not to be very generous with your card details and your account details. Very important. First, understand even if there's 30-day cancellation period
Yes.
in between you purchasing things, understand your rights as the buyer,
Yes.
understand your protection on insurance of this purchase that you're doing, understand the return policy. Everything has to be clear before you send your money over.
Yes.
Sometimes we get excited when we see discounts and things like that,
Of course.
only to find out what you paid for is not what you get at the end of the
Exactly.
day.
Well, I doubt very much that Riza was paying the college with this one-time trial. I think it was another app that does not constitute Ekse to talk about. Before we let you go, Linda, I just want to find out, let's remind the viewers the importance of banking and going forth from today, what else are we going to be talking about?
Right. So there's a lot of things that people want to know still under the banking banner. So I think when we talk again next time, we will have to deep dive on how to deal with different issues when it comes to banking industry.
Yeah.
Even at small businesses capacity, because there's personal banking and there's business banking.
100%.
So yeah, so we need to guide people differently, because behind a business there's an individual.
Yes.
So we start with the individual person, then we go over to small businesses, for example. Then we'll also talk about financial planning. We'll talk about how to make sure that your portfolio is diverse enough to cover
Yes.
you in all aspects. Yes.
Speaking of your portfolios, Linda, I would also like for us, the next time we speak, kukho abantu that are not very good with their finances. Are you then able to employ those people even though the financial history yabo is blurry? Are you, as a bank, able to employ people because people are seeking employment and perhaps banking is one of the careers that they want to be part of? So if your finances look shady, am I able to apply to a bank to become an employee? I also want us to touch on those. Ne?
Lovely.
Yes, we'll deal with all of that when we come back. And we'll also talk about how to avoid high bank charges. Because if we filter our bank charges in our budget, we'll be able to know how to dodge those high fees.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Money.